It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 go.
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
Tom Jensen, SpeedTV.com. Brian, you've championed the diversity issue in recent years. Now we have a black world driving champion in Formula One, an African American about to go in the White House. How much pressure are you getting from corporate partners to accelerate the diversity program, and is there anything new you can tell us about where that is?
Well, we just had the driver combines a couple of weeks ago, which we're in our, I don't know, 4th or 5th year of Driver Diversity, which is the centerpiece of diversity. It's not by any means all of what we do, but it's an important part. And so we are getting drivers up through those ranks who are starting to show, some real talent and starting to get noticed. When will someone be in the Sprint Cup level? I don't know. That will be, I think, to the media's litmus test. That will be what you guys think is a successful diversity program. We look at it broader than that, although that's really important. Be great to have it. We're also looking at positions that are filled, crew chiefs, crew members, all through the industry. We're trying to have a more diverse workplace in general. So that is ongoing. We're making progress on all fronts. And I suppose when we get to the end, which is somebody who's not only in the Sprint Cup series but is very successful, is when most people would say that we're victorious, but we'll think we're victorious if we're doing a lot of other things in addition to that.
Nate Ryan, USA Today. Brian, there are major liquidity concerns for all of the big three in Detroit, with GM and Ford possibly running out of money as early as next year this time. In your talks with these high-level executives, what were you specifically told about what happens if one of these manufacturers burns through all its cash next year? Would they still be involved with NASCAR if they had to declare bankruptcy?
Well, we obviously didn't talk about a bankruptcy option. We talked about their issues, and how they might get through. Remember, they've had two huge curveballs. Curveball one was the run-up on energy costs, which, for when they were on a track and building big trucks and other bigger cars, that threw them from a production standpoint for a loop. And now you have a credit crunch that falls in September. So it's very difficult. So it's been hard for them to figure out, because they're on a certain business model that they think they can get through, and they're all in the same boat. They're all trying to revamp their businesses to get to a better place. And the net of it was, we didn't talk about any bankruptcy, but we talked about helping them get until 2010, which is, most of you may know, is when their legacy costs have been renegotiated with the unions, and they have a big cost savings once they get to 2010. That's a big milestone year for them. The government is talking to them, as I'm sure all of you know. Our anticipation is that they're building better cars, and they have excellent management teams, and we would like to hope that they get to the end.
So you anticipate all three are going to make it through?
Well, we hope they will. I mean, we're going to, we don't know. We hope they will, and that's all we can do.
Dustin Long, Landmark Newspapers. Brian, some folks in the garage, even this weekend, have expressed just kind of a concern about, they're uncertain about what NASCAR can do to help them. I know you guys have always talked about having an open door policy, but they don't see you as much, they don't hear from you as much, and with the uncertainty of the possibility of the economy getting worse next year, that's kind of created a lot of questions about leadership and where things are going to be. Is there a need to meet with these folks? And as you look toward the future, how different is NASCAR going to have to be to address the economic concerns, because it looks to be worse than better?
I know that question is on everyone's mind. Let me hit it head on. We like the way we're structured. We have the president of our company at every event who has the total confidence of me and the entire family and the board at every event. I don't know of any other sport that does that. I'm at 12, 14 events, certainly not every event. Most of the business elements that happen at NASCAR happen during the week. That's when we're meeting with our team owners our partners in all forms, Mike Helton and myself. That's when we're setting policy for the sport. When we come to the events on the weekend, we're celebrating running the events, which is what we should be. And most of you have told me, quietly or I've heard the suggestions, that you would like to hear less of me and more from the team owners and the drivers and everybody else, which I agree. That's when we said back to the basics. What that meant was back to the focus on what happens on the track. That's what we should do. Obviously, we've got a different economic climate that has happened, but the structure and how we manage the company is deep in terms of talented people. And as I said, running the events is one thing, and running the sport from a policy standpoint and interacting with our partners to make sure we're doing everything we can. That really happens during the week. So if you saw me every day, that's not going to change what happens Monday through Friday. That's when you really need to see me. But it's impossible for you to see me.
Brian, what about how drastic is NASCAR going to have to change things with the economy? Looking at predictions of a worse economy.
Yeah.
Are we going to look at a different NASCAR in some sense in 2, 3, 4 years down the road?
I don't know about a different NASCAR. Look, this isn't the first tough economic times we've been in business 60 years. We've seen, the energy crisis in 1972. We've seen the bubbles and the difficult times, and there's no question about it. We've seen 9/11 was, wasn't that long ago, and the tourism industry was basically shut down, and the airline industry. So we're affected. This is a very big economic downturn, but this is not so we're not going to change our business model because we're in tough economic times. It doesn't mean we won't be more aggressive, as I said earlier, taking out costs for the team owners, doing everything we can. We have been in the middle of talking to team owners about them realigning with one group or another should they think that a merger would be important. We play a role in that. We don't publicize that, and we do that on the basis of how an individual team member would want us to play a role. But Mike, myself, together and separately are meeting with them constantly. And we obviously understand the teams that are underfunded and face the biggest risk and are working with them to find a partner, find a sponsor. We just don't put that in bright lights every week.